Chicken Jockey!
Chicken Jockey!
Chicken Jockey! Chicken Jockey! Chicken Jockey!
That movie seriously damaged you?
Or we recording?
Yeah, we're recording it then. So, I showed you both the Minecraft movie. How'd you think?
I don't even know where to start. That was painful.
Well, to quote Andre Bauer from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, here's what I have so far. Pain.
I can't feel my legs.
Bubba, dang. So, I guess we should be more specific. This is not the Minecraft movie. The title of the movie is a Minecraft movie, which I think is just a hint that this was totally, like, I don't know if it was self-deprecating or a hint that they completely half-assed this. I'm going to check and make sure I hit record because I am paranoid about that.
And
I think I'll go ahead.
the main crystal needs to come with one of us, either you or Miles.
Alright then.
I'll hold her.
Yeah, it's recording, fine. Goody. Okay, so, so, I hated that movie.
You know what, Nick, Shnick, what are your reactions? Your first reaction?
It's the quintessential example of why I hate lots of modern comedies. Like, it is shockingly cynical. It is a demonstration of how it thinks its audience are idiots, with how it over-explains every single line of dialogue, how it gives into, like, YouTube cringe culture. Yeah.
So, you know what?
as far as Schnick's point of it being like really cynical, even on the first watch, I thought it was jarring how every single main character is like, I'm broken, my life sucks.
Okay,
we get that story like 6 times in the first like 20 minutes.
Okay, the first major thing that pissed me off is how it basically says that if you're a gamer, you're a sad, broke, pathetic loser, or if you're a teacher, you're a sad, broken, pathetic loser. Like, I am trying to become that's what I want to do with the rest of my life. I'm trying to be a teacher, and this movie is telling teachers that they're just gonna be sad, broken, pathetic. Christ, even the principal at the school that one of the main characters go to is broken, pathetic.
And the really sad thing is Minecraft is far from the first movie to do that. Like, it feels like it's a fucking running joke to over-exaggerate that with teachers.
Oh, and also
across all media.
And for it's also a running joke to do that to gamers, because for Mr. Science Theory Night we watched Grandma's Boy, which portrays pretty much the entire profession of game developers as frat boys.
Or that
although with the behind-the-scenes abuse, that's true in a dark light, with like Rockstar stuff, because of all the abuse of women that goes on in them.
Or how Gamer portray, or that Gerard Butler movie Gamer portrays gaming culture.
I watched a video about that. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, so
like the movie starts with like 10 minutes straight of exposition of Jack Black as Steve, who like finds a magic cube that is blatantly the Tesseract and goes to this video game world of Minecraft.
Can we back up for a second? Jack Black's character literally says, "As a child, I yearn for the mines." That carries over into when we shift to like the main movie proper, where like the movie treats like a desire to do child labor as like either a heroic thing or something that's super fun to do.
Yeah, because
that is one of my other big that is like my second biggest problem beyond the film Cynicism with the film script, is that like at least for part of it, it literally says like child labor. It like tries to glamorize or somehow in some weird fucked up way incentivize child labor, because like what child wakes up every day and says like, I yearn for the mines.
Yes,
I want to go into a mine and I want to mine stuff.
He needs to watch A Million Ways to Die in the West, die of miner's lung, and eat super spicy food because it's all they can taste. Because of the deadening taste buds.
Well, speaking of that, the only kid who would seriously say that would be a kid from like the 1800s, where child labor was frighteningly common.
Mm-hmm.
God, it kind of reminds me of that joke from Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, where Old Man Wickles, the guy who's the Black Knight ghost, is like trying. There's the scene where he's trying to pitch like an old-time mining summer camp for children where they can dig in a mine for 18 hours straight, was the exact line he used. And I'm like, Steve would be like one of the only kids that would go to a summer camp like that.
Yeah. So Steve grows up, gets it in this exposition backstory. Steve grows up, gets a day job in an office, which is presented as the single worst thing ever, although he is selling doorknobs, to be fair, which I don't think that's a major profession. But
like being a locksmith is more of a profession.
So he goes into the mines, finds the Tesseract from the Avengers, goes to a fantasy world, where the fantasy world of terrible CGI.
Oh God, this. And then after Fantasy World of Terrible CG, we basically go into what I'm just going to call Isengard for the rest of this vlog whenever we refer to it.
It's the Nether in I don't know enough about Minecraft to know how accurate this is, but it's the Nether where a bunch of pigs who Miles says are blatantly the orcs from Lord of the Rings live.
In Isengard, and then the main villain, Molgoth, or whatever her name is.
Malgaush.
Malgaush is blatantly Sauron, is blatantly Christopher Lee's character Saruman.
So 2 things. 1, you called it Isengard, right?
Yes.
I just called it Hell.
Pretty accurate, it's just lava everywhere.
And the other thing is, I'm the only one here, I'm pretty sure, that's actually played the Minecraft game.
I have not played it.
You have?
I have. It's maybe 7 hours of it is probably what I'd say.
I've played way more than that, but still not really enough to call myself an expert. But I've played enough to get all the basic mechanics. Well, it doesn't help that I usually play creative. But,
and by the way, we're describing a story. We're just beginning to describe the plot of this movie. That's another problem. Minecraft is not the kind of property, even with the limited experience I have, is not the kind of property you can really make a story for. You know how I know this? I watched a Let's Play, almost a whole Let's Play of the 2 Telltale Minecraft games that they made, and those games are painfully generic and painfully boring. Minecraft is not a game you can make a TV series out of or a movie out of. There is no story to it.
Which probably explains why this movie ends with Skybeam number 5001. Because painfully, literally the only things that give this movie flavor are Jack Black and Jason Momoa.
Which we'll get into.
Painfully generic is the name of the game. The name of this movie, not the name of Minecraft as a whole.
Well, if I could add to that, in the game itself, basically, when you're playing survival mode, the only kind of objective there is that you have to find your way to the Nether, and I think you beat what's called the Ender Dragon, then you just win the game, that's it. But now...
I guarantee you they're saving the Ender Dragon for the 3rd movie.
Oh my god, 3rd movie.
There's gonna be
even made a
This is gonna get a sequel.
You gotta expect there's gonna be a 3rd movie, because Minecraft being one of the biggest video game properties around, the fact that this made almost $1 billion, and the sequel could, because it's a Minecraft sequel, will likely do roughly the same numbers, which will damn well near guarantee a 3rd movie.
Well, yeah, so we'll get to what they tease for the sequel much later on, but anyway, to draw a comparison, the Mario movie people have their doubts about because, Mario, in most cases, you can't really make a story out of because most of the games don't really have one beyond the basic save Princess Peach thing. But they still have, even when you look past all the spin-offs that do have substantial story, like the Mario RPGs, you still got the characters. They have distinct personalities. You can do stuff with that. Minecraft...
They make a joke in this movie about how the villagers don't have any personalities.
The most the villagers ever say in Minecraft and both in the game and in the movie, barring the post credits, one of the post credits scenes, is that they literally just go her.
Like, none of the your player characters are just meant to be you. It's sort of like a Doom guy kind of thing from Doom. Like,
even Doom has personality. Doom guy's personality.
Well, it helps that the 2016 trilogy, actually gives Doomslayer personality.
Yeah, he was basically a blank slate in the early games.
In the very old games.
They were basically inventing the FPS genre. They didn't have room for character and shit.
So, back to the
So, yeah, this thing opens with a tidal wave of exposition. Like, Jack Black gets here. He finds out that you can smash things and use the resources to build other things. He befriends a dog. He runs into the evil pig people.
And the dog's name is?
Dennis! So, yeah, he finds out there's evil pig people. The evil pig people want the Tesseract because it will somehow take over the world. And then he sends his dog. Jack Black gets captured, but he sends out his dog to hide the Tesseract in the real world. And then realizes over the opening title drop that was a terrible idea.
And and by the way, when his Minecraft world dog or wolf, whatever, goes into the real world and people can clearly spot it, and when the main humans start interacting with it, nobody questions that, why he looks like a bunch of blocks.
Yeah.
Nobody questions that, and that was bothering me throughout this entire movie.
It's not the last time either.
Oh no, we'll get to that.
Yeah, because they blitz through this opening exposition. Shnick said that this is basically ADHD the movie, and it's edited like that all the way through.
Movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it is edited like that all the way through. So then we get introduced to our other main characters, starting with Jason Momoa. Anyone want to take that one?
You do it.
Jason Momoa is giving a performance, and the best comparison I can draw, he is giving a performance that is on the level of his performance in Fast X, where he is not only swinging for the fences. He's basically most of us, I guess, think Jason Momoa Aquaman, this very buff, masculine dude. Mm-hmm. Jason Momoa, both in Fast X and in this movie, are basically a very, and I don't say this derogatorily, in fact, I kind of welcome this side of Jason Momoa, this very effeminate version of Jason Momoa, and it's honestly kind of endearing in a way, and Jason Momoa is one of the only two legitimately good, positive things I have to say about this movie, because I just like what he does with his effeminate personality.
He's wearing pink the entire movie, too.
Well, I also noticed he has nail polish on, how he wears in Fast X.
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
So Jason Momoa is just not giving one single solitary care in this world. And it is just glorious, but this kind of goes into what we mentioned earlier about how this movie seems to like to portray gamers. He is a sad, broke, pathetic loser who wastes his money on a bunch of auction. He spends $900 on a storage unit that basically makes him go broke because he was looking for this
this Atari thing.
Someone tell us that, I bet you Alma knows this. Is the Atari Cosmos an actual thing?
Or is that just something made up for the movie?
I don't think it is.
I feel like the angry video game nerd would have talked about it if it were a real thing.
So he's just a sad, pathetic loser. He literally sticks a check for $900 and says, don't cash that for a couple weeks. Then he starts having a temper tantrum.
Don't cash it for 6 months.
Oh, don't cash it for 6 months. And then
he runs, his profession is he runs a game store that nobody visits. He gets an eviction notice. He's still hung up on, he was the video game champion of 1989 and basically River City Ransom, Legally Distinctive. And it's and then it's not as if we don't get the freaking point that he's broke. His car breaks down and he freaks out about it on the side of the road. It's like Christ, we get it. This dude is pathetic.
Oh, and by the way, actually, Shnick, you can take this next part. What's another aspect? See if you remember. What's another aspect of how cynical the movie is towards its two, the brother and the sister character, other than the fact that it's portraying the sister doing child labor as heroic?
Well,
there's one other aspect.
I feel like either I wasn't paying attention, but you jumped ahead a little bit. So they introduced the brother and the sister.
Yeah.
I don't. They say that the sister, like, they almost pull a Lilo and Stitch thing where the sister has to take care of the younger brother.
Except it's very clear the sister is much younger than 18.
Yeah.
Because just looking at her, you can tell she is not of age.
And she's giving a business presentation at a potato chip factory.
Oh, they actually mentioned that she's working at the potato chip factory to get their social media stats up, is what her job is. She says, "We can't call your chips the salty sack." That was an actual line in this movie that I think we might have been talking over.
Okay, so one of the other things that just shows how ungodly cynical this is.
Yeah, the brother and sister, like, they lost both parents.
Yes, there you go. They lost both their parents, so, like...
They're also broken sad.
Yeah, so let's just tack that on top of everything else. They lost their parents, and now the sister has to do child labor and has to be the mom.
And the I forget if she was landlord or real estate agent. The black lady.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I forget her name though, but she's sad and broke too because she also runs this like traveling farm bullshit something or
maybe
other.
She makes movies on the side like Neil Breen.
I wish. No one makes movies like Neil Breen.
I am disappointed in your species, the villager species.
So, like, the kid is basically super smart, and invents a jetpack just because he's bored in school. Which, by the way, he goes to school. The teacher is divorced and sad and broke, and his art teacher is divorced and sad and broke. Fucking, we get it.
Everybody, the whole world, everybody is sad and broke. Doom and gloom.
Everybody betray me. I'm fed up with this world.
Like, that was what really bothered me. Like, my first viewing.
AKA all the doomer shit on Blue Sky.
Like, even setting aside how cynical comedies have been, it sounds like The Naked Gun is finally going to break that spell. It really bothered me that this movie's idea of being relatable is everyone is sad and broken, depressed.
There are ways you can make characters relatable without them being sad, broken, depressed.
Like, The Raven gets a lot of shit. I think it's a passable movie, but it establishes Edgar Allan Poe, like, not really being able to afford booze, but it gives him fucking dignity while it does so.
Like, okay, let's just keep moving.
So yeah, this kid is so brilliant and invents a jetpack, but it gets sabotaged to where it blows something up. So he's basically told creativity is bad.
Oh no!
Oh,
it doesn't just blow up something; it blows up the mascot at Potato Chip Factory because, of course, he has to ruin his sister's prospects.
Actually,
they never cut back to that.
I know they never cut back to that. Like they were clearly setting it up. Just like they were, the sister was gonna have a big blow up moment at him, over like losing her job. I mean, granted, the blow up moment comes later in the movie,
it's almost like they had a brief moment of clarity of we've made this too depressing. We have to pull back on something.
And then the kid just calls Jason Momoa out, of a complete stranger.
Because he wandered by his store.
Yeah. He wandered by his store earlier, dropped off a breakfast tater tot pizza. Jason Momoa says some really weird shit around the kid throughout the movie.
There's a moment that like satirizes real life where Jason Momoa, who clearly doesn't know jack shit, is deciding to become a life coach. I don't want to insult life coaches because Estelle Ellis is kind of works along those lines, but
she's actually good at it.
It's spoofing those dude bros machismo guys who don't know anything and like give you advice that makes absolutely no sense if you think about it for 1 second.
And then the kid calls Jason Momoa to like come pick him up from school to pretend to be his uncle, and the school does not question it.
Well, I think that bugs you, especially because you work as a teacher.
Yeah, like schools are not just gonna let some random fucking adult come up and pick a child up.
Yeah.
You have to tell them ahead of time you're coming and actually somehow prove that you are in a way related to the child and that you have clearance to pick up the child.
Usually they have the parents and guardians on a list.
Yes, but Miles, you forget. The school's broke, and no one gives a shit.
And the bullies, are like, math has been,
My dad said math has been debunked. That's the actual line.
No bully talks like that! Like, some of the painfully awkward dialogue that takes place in school in this movie makes some of the writing. It makes some of the more awkward moments. Granted, in a game I like, Life is Strange, but yes, there are some bits of very awkward writing. It makes those awkward bits of writing
The moral
more easy to ignore.
The moral of that opening sequence at the school is that public schools are trash.
Oh god, if that's what they're
Because
going...
of course, after shit like fist fight, of course, the public school system, we're gonna freaking cartoonishly exaggerate.
Because that's exactly what we need more of. Even if it wasn't intentional, this is exactly what we need more of, right? Let's just have a movie that dogpiles on the struggles of the public school system.
It's just, this kid is just like Reed and Fat Forstick. Either you're born smart and knowing how to invent teleportation, or you're fucked.
We're still stuck on the opening of this movie.
We are, yeah. So, hurrying us a way to where stuff actually happens, Jason Momoa just happened to buy a storage locker that has not the Tesseract, and everyone runs to the portal and ends up in Minecraft World, or the Overworld as it's called.
No. It's not the Overworld. It's land of some of the most gaudy special effects I've ever seen. Everybody looks like they're in front of a green screen. The only time the Overworld looks remotely decent is maybe in very wide shots or when they're in an interior. Yeah. That is the only place it looks even remotely passable.
Yeah.
There you go.
So to echo what Jetto said a couple of times throughout the movie, you could give them props for recreating a lot of the game as accurate as they could in live action. The question is not that whether they could, it's that whether or not they should.
Oh, you mean like Richard Attenborough's thing from Jurassic Park? Oh, no, sorry, that was Jeff Goldblum's thing.
Well, I haven't seen the original Jurassic Park in ages, but I guess so. But yeah, just because you could make all those blocky designs in live action doesn't mean it's gonna look pleasant.
There's a reason why the new Mario Brothers movie was made with CG animation. It's because the last time they tried to do a live action Mario movie, it did not work out very well.
Can I just say, all the villager models, I thought I was looking at a human Squidward, over 100 human Squidwards.
Those villagers looked horrifying.
Not according to Jennifer Coolidge, but that's a tale for later.
Oh god.
But another downside to this entire movie being blatantly green screen is the young lady actress who plays the sister, you could tell was not used to acting on a green screen and has this just blank expression the entire movie, especially during the climax when she's supposed to be this fierce warrior kind of growing into it.
She just looks like...
She literally just goes It's like you can really tell the young actors were struggling with the all green screen production. Because she actually emoted in the opening.
But here's the thing: we know young actors can do well in front of a green screen. Just watch the Disney live-action Jungle Book remake. Mowgli was having to act in front of a blue screen the entire movie, and he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, that is the director's job, and the director might have just been asleep at the wheel on this one. Jason Momoa and Jack Black might have just taken it upon themselves to bat for the fucking fences because the director wasn't
and they bat for the fences. Even Jack Black throughout this movie is basically screaming his head off the entire movie in a way that I would almost say is somewhat similar to Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in The Wolf of Wall Street, where DiCaprio just shouted his way to an Oscar nomination.
You could probably count the number of Jack Black lines where he's not shouting on one hand.
But, yeah, I don't know.
So, they get to the overworld, and they immediately get attacked by zombies and creepers, and from there the movie is, racing from action sequence to action sequence as fast as it can.
Can I just say, when the initial zombie attack happens, it felt like they were just trying to ape The Walking Dead.
And even then, when they call out... Okay, so, this movie, it uses the rules of the world of Minecraft where every 20 minutes or so it becomes nighttime and you got the creepers, you got the zombies, you got the skeletons.
And then during the day they all catch fire.
Yeah, they all catch fire, burst and explode.
And you can just...
And the movie never once says this is a video... We're in a video game world.
People who complained Mario was too impossible to follow could kiss my ass because Mario's rules are literally there are certain races of people that have and there are magic items that give you power. This one like they never real like they explain how the world works, but there's no context for why. It pretty much just relies on the audience to intuit, oh, the video game must work like this, so that makes everything okay. But Mario did not get that same excuse.
And when the main kid eventually learns to start building stuff, like using the crafting table, which I guess is apparently accurate to the games with how it's presented in the movie. I'm getting understand.
The big thing they changed is that, well, to make it make sense in the movie, there's like a specific crafting table they have to go to, whereas in the game it's just in a menu.
Yeah, because my knowledge of Minecraft comes from playing Steve in Smash Ultimate. You can craft anywhere. He just pulls the table out of his ass. But so yeah, they get attacked. The pigs decide to let out Steve to capture the orb by bluffing him that they've got his pet wolf captured. So they build it up like Jack Black is going to betray the party, and he never does because the pigs just grab the orb on their own. That entire plot thread goes nowhere. But so then Steve saves everyone. But it is kind of funny, basically, Jack Black's entire shtick in this movie is pretending he knows what's going on, failing, and then running away screaming or getting the crap beaten out of him.
Oh, and then the movie basically sets up a blatant liar reveal type of story, and that almost does not come into much play. It's a thing. Eventually when they find out what Jack Black's original mission was, it's maybe a thing for a minute, and then it just gets tossed away.
Wait, I mean. That's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, it was going to be painful either way. Well, maybe, no, it was going to be painful if they went through with it, and because they didn't go through with it, it just feels like a waste.
Yeah,
pointless.
I get them not wanting to shit on Steve, the game's main character, like that, but that's their own fault that they set it up that way in the first place. They didn't have to have him captured by pigs in the pointless backstory. He could have just sent the orb through the portal to keep the pigs from getting their hands on it. They didn't need him captured for that. So, later on, they instead give the liar reveal plot thread to Jason Momoa for, and so it's they changed their mind in mid-production. So
what? Okay, it's I was losing my mind halfway through this movie. What was the liar revealed moment with Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa,
when he starts to break down and says he's a sad, pathetic loser.
Well, okay, so just to blaze through a little bit, they go to town. Basically, they break part of the Tesseract, and Jack Black says they have to go to this mansion to get a replacement. And Jason's Momoa's at some point, Jack Black mentions that there's a mine full of diamonds, and Jason Momoa's he wants to, even though it's way out of the way. Jack Black Jason Momoa forces them to go to the Cave of Diamonds so he can get the stuff to save his store and not be broke when he gets back.
And while we're in the village, we meet the villager. Well, while we're in the village, and I can't remember when this happened. I'm pretty sure it happened before, but one of the villagers goes to the real world.
This happens when they first arrive.
Okay, yeah. So one of the villagers gets into the real world, gets hit by the principal's car. The principal's oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then immediately is smitten with this godforsaken thing.
Of course.
You forgot the best part where she says, people always want to sue me after I hit them with my Dodge Charger.
It's how are you still the principal?
Well, and on top of that, when she's people always sue me when they hit me with my Dodge Charger, and she says the make and model and everything.
So good, dude.
It's so clunky exposition.
It's super clunky product placement.
Oh yeah.
We just saw Looney Tunes back in action that openly mocked that very thing too.
Nice of them to provide us all these Walmart drinks. Nice for Walmart to provide us all these Walmart. Nice of them to give us Walmart so many times.
Although, the villager just wandering into a portal and getting into our world, maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's why Crystal isn't in the new Star Fox games.
So, yeah, the principal's immediately smitten with it, and then this becomes a whole ass plot point throughout the movie.
They spend the entire rest of the movie on a date.
I know, and they go to a restaurant.
And, literally, you don't flash them very often. Every time you do, they're still at that friggin' restaurant.
And on top of that, the principal does not question what she's looking at.
Nobody in the restaurant
questions it. They all treat this as if it's normal. This guy looks like a human Squidward!
It's like if the Elephant Man was walking around. Like, it got a blockhead, huge snout, no arms because they're like fused together, and nobody questions the existence of this thing that can't even speak. It's like, and it's ridiculous.
If I walked in a restaurant and there was a table, chock full of a bunch of food, and I see like a pink round thing open its mouth real wide and suck it all in, I'm gonna say something.
That is literally like if I went to a restaurant with this crystal plush and nobody questioned her for a second.
Yeah. Somebody's
only
gonna say
only if she was like alive and moving.
Somebody's gonna say something.
Yeah. So like they get to the village, dump even more exposition, where Jack Black has a chicken stand that makes lava and chicken, complete with a terrible jingle that you are basically shouting for him to
lava,
shut up.
lava, lava, chicken, 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 is the ringing a bell.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the joke is that freaking he can't eat the lava chicken because it's just been in lava, so it's too hot.
No fucking shit!
And
You
then-
just cooked chicken in lava!
Like, I will give the movie props, the prop department props, though. That chicken looked delicious when he took a leg off it.
And now,
Yeah.
now it's become a whole ass meme on like YouTube to like film cooking videos of people trying to make their own lava chicken.
Yeah, good luck with that. Lava in real life doesn't work
Well-
like how it does in the movies.
People aren't really using literal lava. Like I've seen one video where someone who's a blacksmith is using basically lava, but like
Smelted metal, yeah.
yeah, smelted metal. Most other people are just basically using like a really nice hot sauce.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because real lava, you get so much as close to it, you catch fire. There's a reason why Anakin in Revenge of the Sith caught fire even though he wasn't really touching the lava.
Yeah, like, the explanation in that movie is that Obi-Wan and Anakin have the Force protecting them, and then when he gets dismembered, because the Force is tied to the physical body, he got weaker, and that's why. But yeah. So then they introduce the kid to the forge table where you can like lay down a bunch of resources and hit it with a hammer and build stuff, and he builds a tater tot gun. As in a gun that fires tater tots.
That somehow is actually powerful enough to like smack around the pit.
You're going to
the
jail,
hole.
Bart. Say goodbye to the wife and tater tots.
And this is like
Toy Story.
And for this kid's entire arc in this movie is supposed to be him learning the value of creation and invention. Minecraft is an entire game about inventing stuff and building
Literal
whatever you
limitless
can.
creation.
We are still in the first act, and nobody builds jack shit the entire rest of the movie.
At least nothing creative. They just build stuff from the
The
game.
only creative
They build weapons for the climax, and that's it.
The only weapons they built for the climax are freaking swords.
Yeah.
Which you
Like-
can build in the game.
It's like the most basic thing to build in the game, isn't it?
Like with the rules of Minecraft, it basically, I mean, Minecraft, like with the rules of how the games work and with the rules the movie's establishing and its theme of like limitless possibilities, that was literally a license to create anything you wanted, and you would have a perfect script excuse to do so.
I've seen people build a perfectly scaled model of the USS Enterprise in
I've
fucking
seen people make a
Minecraft.
fully scaled representation of Hogwarts in Minecraft, literally, like from screen, like literally from screen to game. So I have seen people do art projects where they recreate the entirety of Hogwarts, from the classrooms to all the dimensions of the castle.
Yeah, well, like, not to mention that tater tot gun he builds, I'm pretty sure that's not in the game. So, like, they could have went crazy with, like, the
I bet you they
creativity.
modded it.
And honestly, learning that just made me want to revisit the Lego movie, which has that exact friggin' premise and actually rolls with it.
And you know what they could have done, honestly? Warner Brothers has access to limitless properties. They could literally have just used the rules of Minecraft when crafting, like, you know, the various weapons and items to just reference a bunch of Warner Brothers movies.
They could have done what Free Guy did, where he just pulls out Captain America's shield, and then Chris Evans goes, "What the fuck?"
Like, they could have at least done, like, I don't know, like,
They build a lightsaber for. Well,
do you know what they
that's
could
not
have done?
Warner Brothers.
They could literally, like, and because Lord of the Rings is a Warner Brothers property, they could literally have just invented the One Ring. And if they really wanted to, because again, the Netherworld is basically Isengard, they could have had, like, a Smeagol look-alike voiced by Andy Serkis, come on and go, my precious.
Or at least an Andy Serkis sound alike.
Yeah, or at least an Andy Serkis sound alike, but do not get the sound alike that they got for the Golem game.
I would have
mean, precious? What does it mean?
I would have used the forging table to build batarangs.
So, yeah, like that!
And a grappling gun. I would have just built all this shit to become Batman. And that again, softball, they don't do anything. But like this was my problem with the movie the first time I watched it, and I think it's like why this really fails. Sorry, I was barbecuing earlier, so I'm a little warm. None of the there are a lot of softballs for the characters that go nowhere. Like Jack Black is a gamer who's entering into a world where his skills as a gamer would actually come in handy. Goes nowhere. He is a blithering idiot the entire time. The kid has a gift for creation, but it needs to be kind of encouraged to embrace his gift. He invents one thing, and it goes nowhere. The sister has an arc of she is she laments that she has one scene lamenting that she was forced to grow up too fast, and now she's in a world of no consequences where she can be a kid again. Goes nowhere. I don't know what the fuck I guess the closest you can argue that I don't want to call her the black lady, but I don't remember her name. Like the real estate agent, like she has like 15 jobs and doesn't have a passion. Maybe she gets the animals together. Like that kind of goes somewhere, but it's so far in the background. And she's so barely in this movie that you don't really notice. Like
we can call her female Neil Breen since she's a real estate agent.
Like none of these characters have an arc, and they had softballs for giving them arcs. Like the movie writes itself, and they completely passed on it
because they have to do. Because again, it's ADHD the movie,
and on top
to do a bunch where they have to like throw everything at the wall to see what sticks.
And on top of that, one of the other like big things the movie just blazes right by is there's a big blow up moment, like when the sister I can't remember where it happens in the movie, but there's a big blow up moment in the movie where like the sister like basically like as the brother is passing by her, like basically says like, you know, she wants to take Hank back to the real world because like creativity gets you bullied. Creativity is like, you know...
Creativity makes you the weird kid who sits alone at lunch and he hears her and gets pissed. That never gets brought up again.
Like, it never gets brought up again because when they reunite, they're perfectly fine with each other, and...
It's basically the whole thing of don't be a nerd because nerds get bullied at school.
And apparently there's an out of... Like, there's no reconciliation, and apparently the sister has an out-of-nowhere arc where she gets to leave her job at the potato chip factory and start a self-defense class with Minecraft weapons. That again,
her arc is learning to fight, which has nothing to do with anything that's.
And that's not even really an arc. Like she fights a little bit in the climax.
An arc,
like a little bit, like in the middle part of the movie, and that's it.
Learning to fight is one of the most painfully stock like character arcs you can pick.
Mm-hmm. But like this whole thing is literally just the most generic like adventure fantasy story ever, just with Minecraft visuals, because like none of the characters have arcs, and it's like there's a generic evil overlord who needs to be stopped from getting the generic magic MacGuffin that creates the generic magic sky beam that's going to destroy the world, and it's like the generic heroes from another world are the only ones who can stop it. It's like they didn't know what to do with a Minecraft movie, so they just made every generic fantasy story with Minecraft settings.
Oh, and to go along with the lack of creativity, when Jason Momoa creates something, he literally just creates big-ass nunchucks.
Buckets. He makes 2 buckets by accident on a chain and tries to use
those a fellow chucker, eh?
Michelangelo will be disappointed.
Which speaking of which...
I just showed them Fist of Fury, where Bruce Lee demonstrates his nunchuck skills, by the way.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the... because we're going on a lot of tangents here.
Well, the movie, there's barely plot.
Well, this movie has ADHD anyway, so we may as well too.
So it's like...
So we're back to like the village that Jack Black's showing them around. The orcs and Saruman attack the place, and there's this big ass like orc pig thing that basically to me sounded like Michelangelo the whole movie.
Oh, hi there! And this is the line that set you over the rails, where the big dumb pig enforcer walks up and goes, "Hey bro, sorry, but I'm gonna have to unalive you."
Yeah, that fucking stupid generic, that fucking stupid YouTube pandering piece of crap.
When not 5 seconds later, Jack Black is saying he's a killer.
Fuck, it's like This is a movie that has mild language. It has hell, damn, and crap and everything, and they have to unironically use that.
And on top
phrase.
and by the way, for mild language, like, okay, I know kids' movies have always had innuendos, and that's kind of the idea, but like, there is a literal scene where, like, for all intents and purposes, they're having basically the PG version of sex between Jason Momoa and Jack Black's character.
That's coming up in a second. So it's like, the village gets attacked, the sister and the real estate agent get split off from the rest so they can barely be in the rest of the movie, and Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and the brother escape by using these, like, glider wings, and in one of the just a surreal moment of hell, Jason Momoa ends up having to. I mean, Jack Black ends up having to ride on Jason Momoa. He literally looks like he looks
like this.
He looks like this.
And then at one point,
this is Jason Momoa. I'm Jack Black.
And then at one point, I think Jack Black's the one who has to, like, man-witch me right now.
Yeah,
and then this is what it looks like.
It does, yes. It looks like exactly that.
And Jack Black is literally saying he's trying to get closer, meaning his face is trying to get closer to his crotch.
Like, them not giving a like, I swear to God. Jack Black and Jason Momoa going for broke as cartoon characters is the only thing to recommend about this movie, because like everything else is generic, tropey crap, or just insulting.
Honestly, Alma joked. You guys said Alma joked when you showed her Oogie Loves that Carrie Ellis was paid in crack. It feels like Jack Black was paid in crack.
Yeah.
Because again, he was shouting the whole time.
I know. And so it's like, so
Shnick, I just see you over there smiling.
This fucking movie, you know?
So, like, generic adventure stuff happens. They go to the mines. Something attacks them. Jason Momoa gets his diamonds and admits that he's a loser. They escape them. They go to the...
What was his plan of getting the diamonds back to the real world, by the way?
I think he just assumed he has to carry them back to the real world like any other regular item.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And that was another weird thing. It feels like, for some reason, it's like the brother is the only one of the new four that can actually build shit. That was the weird thing. But, like, they speed through the mine really quickly. Nick, you probably know this better than I do. Is there any reason to farm creepers in that game?
Because I'm not sure if I know some enemies drop resources when you kill them.
And in the mods, you can find rare resources, right?
Yeah. You have to go underground to find resources. Like, diamonds are the most valuable resources. But then there's also, like, gold. There's some other resources you find. Like, when you go underground, like, sometimes there are, like, pre-made caves and whatnot. Like, I think the big reason to use creepers I'm aware of is if you're careful enough, you can blow them up and, like, automatically mine stuff for you, because anything they blow up is, like, automatically turned to resources.
Okay. So they escape the mine, they go to the mansion where, there's, like, a whole kinds of different enemies in there. It jump cuts to them distracting the enemies by being a mariachi band. Why the hell not?
Why?
And then, like, the kid goes digging for the Tesseract replacement, or the replacement part for the Tesseract.
And ends up fighting, like, something called an Enderman or something.
Yeah, Endermen are, like, really rare enemies in the game. Like, they usually appear at night, and, yeah, they are usually pretty tough to fight.
That's another question. By the way, there's another question. I had that little teleportation, like, pearl thing.
I do know
are those in the game?
Ender pearls, I know, are in the game.
Okay.
It's just I've never found one, so I didn't know that they teleported.
So, I was going to ask you if this is accurate, because the kid runs into an Enderman, and literally the way he kills it is just by spamming an attack button, and the Enderman basically keeps running into him until it kills itself, is how he fights it.
I think in the game, Endermen don't go down that easy. Like, they do run into you like that, rapid fire, I think, but they don't, I think it's all about the timing.
Okay.
Now,
because I think they do have, like, an invincibility frame.
So I'm going to assume that the whole thing about, like, looking in their eye. The
He
brother
looks into
looking
his
in their
eyes, and
eye.
it's the Scarecrow's fear toxin,
Yeah,
basically.
and
I don't think that's how Endermen work in the game.
And basically being told you suck and you're a failure at life.
Yeah.
No, Endermen, they're just really deadly enemies to fight.
Okay, so while the kid is fighting the Enderman, Jack Black and Jason Momoa get teleported down to an underground fighting ring where there's a chicken in the fighting ring, and then a child zombie gets dropped onto it. And Jack Black, who's tied up for some reason, maybe he's getting Gulliver's Travels flashbacks, he sees this and is prompted to shout,
"Chicken Jockey!" Which, okay. I admit I am not well versed on internet meme culture.
I am not hip with the kids, my dudes.
So, but I have to ask a very simple question. What about Chicken Jockey inspires people to make a literal Armageddon level mess out of movie theaters? Like, seriously. Big chain movie theaters and indie movie theaters had to start putting warnings in front of movies because they were having so many problems because of this one fucking scene, because a character shouts "Chicken Jockey" and then inspires everyone to throw shit everywhere, making a mess of the place, making the jobs of theater goers much more, much harder than they already are. And I know one theater I know one local indie theater that I saw a Facebook post from literally had to say they were imposing R-rated type movie restrictions on Minecraft, meaning that kids or teens had to have a parent with them because of the problems that they were having, because kids and teens could not control themselves during this godforsaken movie.
And the thing is, people have drawn comparisons to Rocky Horror Picture Show, but Rocky Horror, it makes sense.
There is protocol for that, though. They have protocol.
Well, also, in Rocky Horror, it's Tim Curry says, "a toast," and people toss pieces of toast. It makes fucking sense!
Same thing with The Room and people chucking spoons at the screen.
There's protocol. That's meant to be a culture. Tommy Wiseau has built that culture.
Yeah.
What culture is there around Chicken Jockey that I'm missing?
Honestly, there's nothing about Chicken Jockey that, I'm just wondering, if I have to make a guess, it was one theater that did it, and it probably blew up on TikTok or something, so a bunch of other theater goers followed
There
suit.
were people
I'm just
bringing
wondering,
live chickens.
what the hell?
Oh yeah, people are bringing live chickens.
I'm just thinking, what the hell prompted, the initial thing?
I have no goddamn clue.
Just people being freaking insane, I guess.
I just can't get off of this point. Is what about Jack Black going "Chicken Jockey" makes you want to go "Ah!"
And especially because this Chicken Jockey thing was not even in the game, as far as I know.
You guys keep talking. I need to grab the water that's over here.
Okay. Jack Black and Jason Momoa fight the Chicken Jockey. It gets defeated by Jack Black, getting himself untied and, just diving in the way of one of its attacks in a shot that looks like hot garbage. And it's that buzzing means that the laundry is done. But it's we can skip through a huge chunk of this movie because it really is just typical fantasy story, go from point A to point B to point C, and there's nothing of note that happens in between. So it's they go to the mansion, they get part B of the Tesseract, and they're done. But then, this is something I didn't really get. At first, the pigs can't go to the real world because they zombify unless they take a special potion, but it's kind of hinted they don't have much of this special potion.
That never gets brought up again.
Well, here's the thing. They go to the real world to get the pearl, and suddenly they're fine, but then at the very end, after they're defeated, then they all zombify again. It's this plot point only matters when the script says so.
They're only fine when they, when they activate the Avengers Skybeam.
Yeah, so, they attack, the bad guys get the Tesseract, they try to act like Jason Momoa dies, even though you don't buy for a second that he's dead.
Oh yeah, no.
Because he's one of the only two people keeping this thing afloat.
Because they're coming across a bridge with a bunch of dynamite, or TNT, I'm sorry, and then they blow it up, which I guess the explosion effects looked okay. And that's another thing, the action scenes are
passable.
They're forgettable, but they're passable. Like, just, there are no standout set pieces.
Yeah, there's nothing that you're gonna remember past today. Or, I don't know.
I already forgot most of the action scenes, if I'm being honest.
Miles was so checked out that when Jason Momoa does come back in the ending, like, he completely forgot about it like a minute later when we see him again.
Kind of reminds me of how I was so checked out of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and I didn't even realize that Flash was dead.
Oh yeah. So it's like the heroes regroup, the pigs make a sky beam, and the heroes decide they're gonna fight back by. And who wants to say the line?
Oh, first we mine, then we craft. Let's Minecraft.
I had to back that up because we were talking over it, and then we all just went, ah!
Because, there's a Family Guy joke about directly, title dropping stuff in a movie.
In order to resolve this crisis, I must become Superman 4, the quest for peace.
Or it's like, this is a clear and present danger to the country.
That's actually in there.
Wait.
That's actually.
Oh, okay. Well, still, that's kind of and then honestly, this is a movie Shnick and I watched. Even Cinema Snob spoofed that in his Jesus Bro movie, where he's like, "Hey, Jesus Bro."
That is, I want to see that movie sometime just because it sounds glorious.
Yeah.
But
be fair to First We Mine, Then We Craft, because at least it's better than all the various puns and pop culture shit that was in.
Oh, there is a Freeberg and Seltzer level joke in this movie.
There is. I've seen this movie twice. I don't remember what I was talking about.
But basically, they're making fun of America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah, Maldosia's backstory is that she failed on the Netherworld's Got Talent. What?
That is Freeberg and Seltzer, which. Shnick, for people that don't quite understand the reference, can you just briefly say what Freeberg and Seltzer is?
Well, Freeberg and Seltzer, they made epic movie, disaster movie, all those horrible spoof movies that killed the genre, largely because they were just chock full of endless references to movies that were coming out at the time.
Disaster movie, I think. Yeah, disaster movie, I think, is the epitome of that. Where just for a taste of that, it's like these two random people are at a party, and then the villain from No Country for Old Men walks up and kills someone, and that's apparently supposed to be a joke.
Or one from Meet the Spartans is the female, the person who's playing the Spartan Queen, literally out of nowhere gets the literal symbiote suit from Spider-Man 3.
So yeah, that's our benchmark for when a movie just references a pop culture thing for literally no reason that can be fathomed.
Other than just to say, look.
Look, you recognize this thing. Laugh, you sheep.
Look.
You said that in unison. So, they gear up for the final battle, which does not involve actually inventing cool shit, like it was a fucking Minecraft movie or something. They just make a few swords, the real estate lady agent recruits a bunch of wolves because I guess she decided she's really into animals now.
Oh,
and
during the climax, they were setting themselves up on a bridge, like the enemies were. The orcs were coming down a path, and all these iron golems start popping up and getting into position, ready to fight. And I swear to God, because the Harry Potter films are owned by Warner Brothers, it literally felt like they were trying to do the scene with all the castle golems from Deathly Hallows Part 2 and right where and the only thing we were missing from that scene is Maggie Smith going, "I always wanted to do that spell."
It's you'll notice Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, the stuff they are openly ripping off is Warner Brothers owned, at least. Yeah. So, cue ridiculously generic, there is, I think, a big fan-pleasing moment where Steve shows up in the diamond armor, even though...
That looked like garbage!
Well, I think they realized it looked like garbage because the chest piece gets taken out in one hit.
That's not at all how the diamond armor works in the game.
Yeah. So
do you know what that reminded me of, by the way? The fact that the diamond armor gets taken out in one hit. That reminds me of how in Batman and Robin, when Batman, Robin, and Batgirl are riding to the climax in that movie. you can see Batgirl has a cowl on, and it looks like garbage. And as soon as they arrive at the climax, Batgirl just takes off the cowl and tosses it to the side.
Yeah, it's like they had that for an action figure, and then we're like, you know what, never mind. Which her action figure does have a cowl, so I wonder if they just ditched it through the rest of the movie because they realized it looked like garbage. But like, the final battle is between an army of CG golems that they just invented out of nowhere and an army of CG pigs we don't really give a shit about, while the two child actors run around looking completely lost on a green screen stage.
Just...
There's a point where it looks like the kid's gonna fall to his death, and then Jason Momoa blazes through on a hot air balloon that I guess he pulled out of his ass, because it turns out he's not dead yet.
Honestly, Shnick, I think you need to tell the people watching, like, the most fun we actually had watching. What was the most fun we had watching this movie was, and I mean, you're gonna see this at the beginning of the video, but
Well, when the stupid Chicken Jockey part came, we decided to have our own fun.
I
you
very
can't see it, but
yeah. Well,
Yeah, they're all over the floor still. Most of them.
I'll pivot the camera. If you move the hassock aside, just for a moment. Oh shit! Sorry. There's Lola, Gerbert and Jiggy, Jiggish. So this was we decided to have our own Chicken Jockey celebration without making a complete mess of my basement, because I was like, if you make a mess of my basement, you're cleaning it up.
we are not bad friends, okay?
I need more of the Jiggies here. They need to join this pile.
Okay.
Again, ADHD the movie, so we're matching that energy.
Yeah. Get the sleepy one too. Okay. Let's see, this one will fit right here. Yeah. There we go. Just bury me. Go ahead. I just have to make sure
We have enough plushies now.
Yes, I do.
You both have plush blankets.
Again, it's like we are matching the energy of this movie.
You both have plush blankets. I have Giga Crystal. She is a one-woman plush blanket. So like, they win.
Avengers Skybeam.
Skybeam.
There is a moment in the climax where they literally do like the Avengers theme. Like it literally sounds like the dun 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 dun. Like it literally sounds like that. It's like on plagiarism level.
It probably has something to do with the fact that like one of the Iron Golems he accidentally gives like the wing boots. So I was thinking Optimus Prime, but he actually looks a lot like Captain America.
Which I just realized another thing going into the climax and the lack of this film's creativity, and even with all the films Warner Brothers has at their disposal for referencing, they could have like taken like because I'm pretty sure you can mine iron, right? And
you can. There's lots of material you can.
And other metals and mine. They could literally have just made the Iron Giant. That was a gift wrapped reference they have that they could do.
In fairness, Ready Player One called dibs on that already.
I don't care. Warner Brothers owns the Iron Giant. Like, they need to acknowledge it.
Copying Ready Player One is where they draw the line at copying.
Literally, Minecraft was gift wrapped to be Warner Brothers' version of Ready Player One.
Actually, now that I think about it, they probably didn't do that because they probably had Space Jam and New Legacy PTSD because that was like Warner Brothers.
I don't care. Anything for creativity in this climax.
Yeah, it's just a sky beam. They fight some shit kind of half-heartedly. They have the cavalry's here when all the wolves come in late because I don't even know why they were late. On your left. Yes, on your left, exactly.
Or there's more of us, Poe. There's more of us.
That too, yes. It's like I forget how they blow up the sky beam.
I wasn't paying attention by that point.
I think they just like grabbed the pearl or something. Now I remember. They take the Jason Momoa's hot air balloon. If you shove a spear up the squid balloon's ass, it fires fireballs, and they just blow up the tower that way. Which kind of makes me wonder why they didn't just build a cannon of some kind instead of a bunch of useless swords and shit. But then like. They try to have some comedy where like the sorceress is dying and she tries really pathetically to stab Jack Black with 2 knives, and it's like I think our brains were just yogurt by then.
Like, that was so pathetic. Like, okay, I get the joke, but they do that joke 2 more times. It's like, we get it, okay? You've done the joke. Even Jack Black was sick of it, because, like, you can see on Jack Black's face of, do I have to do this again?
Yeah, he did. Even, like, I think maybe the crack was wearing off by then.
Yeah.
But, like, so they decide to go home. Jack Black initially says to just stay in the video game world. Forget all
Avoid your real life problems.
And the movie does not take issue with that life lesson.
Yeah, it actually like acts like it would be a perfectly valid choice to just stay in a fantasy and ignore your life's problems.
Mm-hmm. But eventually they talk Jack Black into going back to the real world. They all go back to the real world. It's like suddenly their lives are great because like they use the smart kid as a coding slave to make a video game that makes a lot of money, and he invents his jetpack and it works. And they turn the crappy used game store into like an arcade club, which actually my friend Ben at his bachelor party we actually went to. That it's a bar where they have tons of free play arcade games. It's just a 1 drink minimum, and they do a great business. That place is awesome. So that's not entirely like pulled out of their ass. And I guess Jack Black becomes they have a musical number. I guess Jack Black becomes a rocker or something. Or maybe he just works for, like, the club.
So basically real life.
You go to the club.
Go to the club.
And then, like, the sister, her spiel, like, she opens a self-defense class somehow.
Using Minecraft weapons again, I might add.
Yeah. And we cut back to Jennifer Coolidge, who got married to that villager because he's voiced by Alan Tudyk and can speak English now.
I know, and Alan Tudyk, it is creepy as hell when he starts speaking full-blown sentences, and what's even creepier, somehow the principal starts speaking villager.
Human Squidward speaking, of course.
Yes, he lives in the real world. And, like, even the ex-husband who comes in isn't like, what is this abomination of God?
Oh, they treat it like a twist that the ex-husband is the failed art teacher.
Yeah.
Because yes, losers only marry losers.
Apparently so. So, like, that's the end, only it's not, because I didn't even know this had a second scene at the end of the credits where Steve runs into Alex, who is the lady, you said is the lady character from the game.
So yes,
yeah, Alex is so like, anybody who's played Smash Brothers, Alex is like the palette swap of Steve in that game. They had an amiibo of both of them, and Alex is like the female character option in the game.
So that was supposed to be like the big, like, you know, piss your pants, get excited for a sequel moment.
Yeah.
Which, I don't remember that in theaters. I think we just left because we were so done with this movie. I saw it with my mom because she likes Jack Black and Jason Momoa, which was fortuitous because they're the only good things about this movie. The rest of this movie is just noise.
Noise
strung along just a stack of cliches in place of a plot.
Like, Minecraft, like, I am so glad we had a string of just three great movies in a row yesterday to mentally prepare us for this, cause,
or at least to like give us some room to fall back down.
Cause, like, again, so one thing we kind of touched on is this movie just has the most generic theme, the most generic exploration of themes like creativity, and that, you know, sometimes you just gotta face life challenges. Like again, we have like we had a discussion yesterday after we saw Fantastic Four: First Steps, amazing movie by the way. We all had this discussion because the script of First Steps isn't necessarily anything new. I think we all agreed on that.
Yeah.
But like it pulls you in with genuine emotional investment.
Emotion.
Yeah, genuine emotional investment, and we don't say that mockingly, by the way. We really mean that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
it's a
so
very by the books movie, but like what sells it is that
the
like,
acting,
like how they actually stick to something.
Yeah, so like generic cliches doesn't automatically cliches does not automatically have to mean a bad script. If you can have the performances and the general like context surrounding the story of what's happening, then you can get audiences to buy into it.
Yeah, like, this is just every generic fantasy story with video game visuals thrown on top of it. And it's like...
frankly, like I have my problems with the Mario movie, because honestly, I kind of find the script to be very forgettable of the animated Mario movie.
Well, the script is not the selling point of that movie.
But like, there was still more to latch on to, because again, at least the characters are likable.
Well, that's what I said before, yeah.
You go ahead, because I got...
Yeah, go ahead, Shnick.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. Like, the Mario movie, like, on a surface level, the Mario movie plays it very, very safe, but at the same time, the reason why Mario works better as a movie idea than Minecraft does is because, again, you have the characters. They all have their own distinct personalities.
What personality is there to Steve, if any, in the game?
None.
He's a user avatar. He has the personality you give him. But also, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the Illumination one, it gets the spirit of the property right. It's all about action and adventure.
And it's animated, so it doesn't look god-awful like the John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins movie.
Minecraft is about, like, invention and creativity, and that is not reflected at all in this movie. The kid invents one thing, and that's it.
If you want a movie with that premise, invention and creativity, that's the Lego movie.
Yes, exactly. Especially when it goes to when it pulls back and reveals the live action stuff with Will Ferrell's character and his kids.
Yeah. Like, especially the first Lego movie, because, like, Lego Batman is more a spoof of Batman than anything to do with Lego.
Yeah, the first Lego movie's legit great. I need to revisit it someday.
I do have it. I have all the Lego movies except the Ninjago one, which wasn't bad, it was just okay.
So...
Does anyone have anything they want to wrap us up with? Because I think we've said all we really care to say about this.
Okay... The thing I will what I'll close with is, we were having a debate yesterday over like what's going to be like so far like what's so far our worst movie of the year.
Love Hurts.
Yeah, Love Hurts with Ke Huy Quan. For Shnick, it's
at the moment it's Wolfman,
and
at least I saw in theaters.
And for me, prior to Minecraft, it was this like really painfully dull Paul W.S. Anderson movie. With Dave Bautista and Mila Jovovich called like Into the Badlands, which is apparently based on a short story by George R. R. Martin.
Paul W.S. Anderson movie with Mila Jovovich is redundant.
Exactly.
Look how awesome my wife is. That is his MO.
And so like I thought that was gonna be the worst movie, because that movie was just so generic and boring and forgettable. So I'm like, okay, already this is the worst movie of the year. And then we get to this movie. The $950 million hit known as Minecraft that audiences are going goo goo gaga for, critics are more lukewarm on it. I freaking hated this movie. I do not get what people see in this. What are fans of the game seeing in this? Yeah, it visually creates it's fairly visually accurate to the games, but what else is there? This is one of the worst, most insulting, most like cynical movies of the year.
I'm gonna go ahead and call out MP. I had to tell them to rewatch. I had to order them to rewatch this movie to get them to rate it lower than Captain America: Brave New World.
Captain America: Brave New World has its problems, and you can see where the reshoots and the recut and the constant recutting took over. But that has more going for it, with show-stealing performances from Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford. The action is pretty fun, and like there are some at least cool ways they at least try to go back to like the feeling of Winter Soldier. That already has more merit than this entire movie has.
Yeah.
If I could, I'm not. If we're talking me including this movie like in my new releases list, then obviously it is going beneath Wolfman. I'm just not sure if it really falls under that because I did not see Minecraft in theaters.
I don't care. This is still a new movie this year.
Like I count any movie that came out this year because otherwise on my letterbox list, because otherwise I wouldn't have Sinners on it and I wouldn't have the the new stuff that's come out on Amazon Prime. Otherwise, my list would be tiny.
It's recent enough that I've seen Minecraft, I'll put it on the new releases list. I guess anything that I see a little too far away from its release date, then I don't put it on the new releases list. So yeah, this dethrones Wolfman for me because, you know, as messy as that movie was, it was trying to do something.
It tried.
Like, this movie, it was ADHD, and it's fucking doomer cynicism. Like, giving into that shit.
And there's that Family Guy bit of, like, I'm not sure, like, you know, like, what all, you know, how long the script was, or, like, how long the rough drafts were, but it literally feels like, again, that Family Guy joke of, like, whoever wrote this movie, or the writers, took ADHD med, wrote just random nonsense, and turned it in, and at some point, George R. R. Martin should have just popped out of nowhere and say, ADHD med doesn't make you write well, it just makes you write a lot.
Yeah, you're just brushing up on that because that movie predicted Rebel Moon in so
to
many
a
ways.
T.
How do we keep coming back to Rebel Moon?
I was thinking of giving this a 1.5 stars just because, like, Jason Momoa and Jack Black going insane. But honestly, what kind of drives it down for me is that friggin' cynicism at the start.
I gave this 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Are you nuts?
I was surprised it was watchable at the time.
But now that the novelty's worn off,
I need to knock it down.
Now that the novelty's worn off, give that shit what it fucking deserves.
Much like how I convinced you to knock Smile 2 down by a whole point.
Like Smile 2, like I was the technical level. I ended up knocking that down 2 points because I was like, at first I was like, well, technically I guess it's okay, but the more I thought about it, I was like, no, that movie pulls inexcusable bullcrap.
So, the Minecraft the movie,
a Minecraft movie.
A Minecraft movie, okay. I guess we can look forward to just more.
We can look forward to a second Minecraft movie.
And I swear to God, if there is another Chicken Jockey moment, I'm going to go nuts. And
they will add
they'll find a reason to meme
the very last point I want to make, and this is something that genuinely pissed me off with even hearing about this movie. The director was actively encouraging this behavior, as was Warner Brothers, because they re-released this movie encouraging people to meme and sing along. When you go to a movie, do you know what I enjoy when I go to a movie? I get my snacks. Sometimes I go with friends. We go to the movie, we sit down, and we eat our food, and we watch the movie. We are respectful of other people unless there's nobody else in the movie, and then we do whatever the hell we want.
If there was a market for going nuts during movies, Oogie Loves would have made $1 billion.
Yeah, Oogie. Yeah. Like, literally, they were encouraging Oogie Loves behavior.
So, yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
Well, I guess we ended with another one of the frickin'... Are we gonna do it again one more time, or?
Oh God!
I have nothing to throw, but you guys can if you want.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on a sec. I need to be safe here.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Chicken Jockey!
Chicken Jockey!
Chicken Jockey! Oh, okay, let's be careful.
Because there's like, if you throw me, you will never sleep again.
Oh, crap.
That's cool. Miles, turn around. It's not over yet. I just remembered.
No!
Yes, there is a credit scene.